Welcome to another episode of Carlito Monroe Show. I'm your host, Carlito Monroe. And came across this as, I don't know if it's an interview or just Kanye West or Ye just talking again. But I figured it'd be interesting as far as the reaction video goes. So I'm going to play this. But before I get started, got my social media information at the bottom of the screen. All of them the same, Carlito Monroe Show. On YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload new content. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this started and try to make this as short as I can here. If I can get it to act right.
As we are.
All right. So, what's interesting about the DEF CON tweet is, and the relationship to Balenciaga, the enemy's plan is set up far before the fallout. It feels like they put me in the front of the show and swapped Kim out so that I could be the face at the time when the photos hit. But God had me tweet the DEF CON, and then they had to cut ties with me. So they weren't able to use me in that way. And I just feel blessed. We have to lean into the Spirit in all things we do. Like my dad said, they're gonna smear your name if you're associated with Hitler. Yeah, obviously. What are you talking about? Of course, Dad. That good idea. Thanks a lot. The truth is, Jesus says, love everyone. God says, love everyone. For me, I believe that in no way, I am not bipolar. I'm not in some kind of episode, but I may be slightly autistic, like Rain Man. And that's part of my superpower. That's the reason why I can produce tracks and design and do so many things. But what I can't do, there's two things that I can't do. I can't accept hate, and I can't hate. Have you ever known an autistic person that hates? That's the reason I love. So if someone says, love this person, love this person, don't love this person, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to not. I love Ari Emanuel. I love the CCP. We have to bring Christ to the CCP. We need to bring Christ to China. China control y'all. China made this phone and controls this phone and controls the people that you're gonna get this video to. The Jewish people are the middlemen. They sold America to China. They sold the American media. Now, there's reports that we might be in outright war, not just cyber war, but outright war with China within the next 5 years. People say our greatest threat is China. Our greatest threat is Satan. At all costs, we need to bring Christ to China. Chinese people are not bad. Every Chinese person in the world didn't invent the coronavirus. Every Chinese person in the world didn't bring fentanyl over to America. Yes, there are people that are the head of the New World Order, that are part of the CCP and a part of elite Zionist Jews. There are people who are involved in creating the fentanyl crisis in America. But that's Satan using them. We need to be very clear. Christ is king.
All right, that's pretty much the end of this video. Is short. He's talking to these people, and they're probably only talking to him because he's rich. They don't care nothing about what he's saying. You know, everybody's Christian, and I'm almost positive they don't care what he's saying. He's just rich, so they're gonna listen to you when you're rich. That's pretty much how it goes, and that's offensive to rich people. Is there an anti-rich type? Is that a thing? We all kind of do a lot of different stereotypes, and they may be offensive to some. And, you know, I don't look to offend people, but sometimes you just do. It's never intentional, but it seems like in this situation, Jewish people or the Jewish community are saying they're offended, and he's continuing to do it. You know, that's just a bully. You know what I mean? When you know when something's offensive. You know, any kind of stereotype is generally going to be offensive. I was looking this up. He said he was bipolar and was taking medicine for it some years back in an interview, but now he's claiming he's autistic. I think he's trying to switch it up because autistic is probably a little more acceptable. And you can see it like just in this little thing he was talking about. He says, "Oh well, I'm slightly autistic," and sounds like a self-diagnosed. You know, he said he's claiming he's slightly autistic, and that's my superpower. See, I'm superhero. I'm better than you guys. You guys are different. This is how I'm able to do this with music. So is every producer autistic? Is every successful producer autistic? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, but it sounds like he just gave himself that he's autistic. And, you know, but he said he was bipolar and taking medicine before, but now he's autistic. He just switches it up. And I mean, that is one of the things of being autistic. That's one of the symptoms, you know, the mood swings, but that's also a symptom of bipolar. So, I think he's just making it up as he goes. He just says whatever he wants to say, and he's getting away with it right now. But I want to talk about him offending the Jewish community, and it's not just them. And now it sounds like he's trying to go after China now, Chinese people, and offend them. And I guess he'll start saying stereotypes with them. Because, again, we're all guilty of stereotypes. Because I have to admit myself, I always felt like Jewish people were rich and you know, they ran everything and they, you know, held on to money. But that was always a stereotype. And to say that to somebody or to say it and you're being famous, it's insensitive and it's offensive. That's no different than saying, you know, Chinese people aren't good drivers. I mean, or Asian people aren't good drivers. Well, where does that come from? It's a stereotype. And to say that is offensive. It's like saying that black people like chicken and watermelon. You know, you think about you're black and then somebody in the restaurant comes up, you know, and says, hey, I got you some chicken and watermelon. I know you would like that. You're going to be offended. You know, and so I think that's what it is with the Jewish community. They are rich and, you know, they have this anti-defamation league to oversee these things. And they had a guy, I can't think his name offhand, but he was on the Breakfast Club talking about some of this stuff. And if you watch the interview, and in my opinion, if you watch that interview, everything that Kanye West has stereotyped them to be, the guy pretty much just put a stamp on and said, yep, all that's true. But it's still offensive. Whether it's true or not, it's offensive. I like chicken and I like watermelon. But for somebody to tell me that is offensive. But chicken is good and watermelon is good. You know what I mean? So I never actually had them together. But even separately, they're still good. So, but it's still offensive for somebody to say that to you. But I don't remember everything this guy was saying. But he had the thing where he had his phrase of saying, we're not looking to cancel people, we're looking to counsel them. And I thought about that in a nutshell. That's basically saying we're not looking to ban you, we're looking to brainwash you. You know, in a nutshell, it's the same thing. Counseling is banning, counseling is brainwashing. And if you don't agree, then we'll go back to the banning. We'll go back to the counseling, And So they've looked at it like as far as whatever they have the power on, they've canceled Kanye West or Ye, and everything's fine, right? As far as I'm concerned, they've washed their hands of it, and then there's other companies that decide they don't want to deal with him either. But I'm more on, I'm not a fan of Ye. Not, some of his music years ago, I liked it and producing whatever. Just the stuff he's doing now and just the past 5-6 years. I mean, I'm just not a fan. I've said it in other videos, where it started for me, where he just said, slavery was a choice. Like, slaves wanted to be slaves. I mean, I just say, okay, this guy's nuts. I'm done with him. So, and that was pretty much with me. I never bought his shoes. Well, that's a lie. I bought my son some shoes because that's what he wanted. So he got $225 of my money, or maybe Adidas got most of it. But I never really dealt with him like that. So I'm more on Kyrie's side because Kyrie is not just out publicly saying all these different things. He did a tweet and recommended a video. That video is still up. I check it like every other day to see if the video's still up. I've watched it, the documentary, and but that's what it is. And that video's still up on Amazon. And this guy that was on the Breakfast Club, he was like the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League. You probably look him up. Jonathan Greenblatt. That was his name, or that's his name. And he was saying they did try to get it taken down off Amazon, but apparently they didn't. Amazon's like, no, we're going to leave it up. And but Kyrie's gotten punished for it. I mean, he's back playing now, but they suspended him, and he couldn't come back unless he take all these different training. And I imagine it would be with the Jewish people or whoever, maybe this Anti-Defamation League or whatever. And before he could come back. So I don't know if he did any of that, or maybe did apology and they let him. I don't know what they did exactly, but they let him come back now. But he no longer has his deal with Nike. So he lost a lot of money just from one tweet. And he never said anything nothing. He just recommended a video. So, I frowned on that situation because I agree with Kyrie as that was nothing. It shouldn't have. He should have been taken through that. But Kanye is constantly going on. He's still doing his thing, but he's a lot richer than Kyrie, and I honestly think he's bipolar. He said it before. It's not me saying it. He said it, but now he wants to change it up and claim he's a superhero and his superpower. And well, he didn't say superhero. He said superpower. So yeah, man, this guy's he's a piece of work. I can tell you that. But yeah, man, he really, if I were him, the smart thing would be to do is just stay quiet. Just don't do anything right now. Be quiet, stop taking interviews, and work on some music. Because right now he's looking to get the black people on his side. Because truth be told, and this may even be a stereotype, if you can get black people on your side, you're going to make money. Because everybody that's making money, all these big name brands, they're making money because we're buying them. Not me per se, but my people, the black culture is buying this stuff. Whatever this company is, Balenciaga, whatever it is, I'd never buy that. Just like I recently found out these purses that these women are going about the rap videos, Birkin bag. Bags are like $20,000. Why would you pay $20,000 for a purse? It's foolishness, but it's people that'll do it. And it's absolutely insane. But, it's rappers and different people are buying these Birkin bags. They had the one kid, he's not a kid, he's a man. He telling on I can't even think his name. He had the different color hair. He's like Mexican or something. But he bought a bunch of Birkin bags. He broke up with his girlfriend or something happened. Then he went to New York and all the IG bad women or whatever, he gave them Birkin bags, and these like $20,000 bags a piece. And it's just wasting money. It's just foolishly wasting money, whether you got it or not. It's just foolish. But yeah, Kanye, it's just what he's doing right now is just running off at the mouth. Whatever crosses his head, he wants to say God needs to be in this. Jesus needs. Everybody doesn't have the same religion. Everybody's not Christian. You know, can you tell accountable? Can you tell somebody that's accountable in South America somewhere that, hey, you need to believe in God, and then he bites your arm? You know what I mean? I mean, everybody has different religions, so you can't. You know, they may not believe in God. They may believe in Buddha. You know what I mean? They may believe in some. I mean, it's a higher being, but it's not called God or called Jesus. And that's another thing. In the Bible, Jesus was Jewish, and he was put up on the cross. And you know, if you're such a Christian and Jesus was Jewish according to your Bible, why would you look to offend Jewish people? I don't know. He's a big contradiction, and you know, I'll watch these little interviews and stuff he have just because I think it's funny. It's entertainment to me because I'm saying, what kind of hole is he digging for himself today? And it doesn't matter if I stand with him or not. It doesn't matter if you do. It doesn't matter if every black person stands with him. He's still going to lead you down the wrong path if you're following him. He's going to lead you down the wrong path because he's too flighty. He's saying stuff, just whatever pops across his head, and he's saying it. If he wasn't rich, he would just be a homeless person that you pass by every day that's just saying off the wall stuff. You just think about it. The last homeless person, if the next homeless person you see, just walk and start talking to him, and they'll just start talking about stuff that's just all over the place. It's just scatterbrain, and that's what he is. He's scatterbrain. He's just saying whatever, and people are listening to him and videoing him. And on this video, these Christian people at the church, he's rich, so they listen to him and they want to hug him or whatever. He's walking around with a ski mask on with a hood. Why do you have a ski mask on? They know it's you. If you're such a quote unquote Christian, I mean, why do you have security? Why have security at all? You should just be able to walk like I walk around. Nobody's attacking me. See, that was another thing that in that interview with the Jonathan Greenblatt with the Breakfast Club, that was something he said that a lot of the Jewish, I don't know what they call them, but it's like the little churches they have. I don't know what the name of them is offhand. But he said a lot of those have armed guards. They need armed guards because people are attacking them just not from what Kanye was saying alone, but just in general, because people have a natural disdain for them. So there's been different attacks through the years, and they've kept up with all these different attacks. So, I mean, I get getting the education of it all because there's still a lot more that I can learn from it. But I know enough to not insult them. And it's not just insulting them, just not to insult anybody. If somebody's I'm not looking to insult anybody. It's just like, I don't want to be called the N-word by another culture. You know, I don't want another culture to say, here's some chicken. I know you're like that. I don't want that because that's offensive. So if I know that's something that's offensive to them, why would I say it? Why would I do it, whether I'm famous or not? But yeah, I'm running long again, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. But if you like what you heard here or seen here, just like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be first to know when I upload new content. It's your boy, Carlito Monroe. Peace.